You're now listening to the Palmetto Dugout Show, hosted by State Director Sammy Esposito, Associate Scouts Drew Stewart and Sean Smith, that discuss all things related to amateur baseball in South Carolina. Here are your hosts.
Welcome into episode 108 of the greatest podcast in the state, the Palmetto Dugout Show. We got Coach Sean Smith, Coach Espo, Coach Austin Smith. What's going on, boys?
Just happy to be here, guys. Happy to be here.
As always.
We're all happy at this point, right? Austin, I think let's start this show off a little different. I got to figure out how to do this, right? We had a trial and error run here. Here we go, boys. Oh.
I'm glad you didn't choose my video, so that's positive.
There's one. Hold on. We keep going.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
yeah.
17. Yeah, champ.
We got it.
Yeah.
I got top.
This is the best one.
I went that way. All right,
Here we go.
let's go 2-0. I know I got more 7 inches. I hope Are we good?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Got leg.
Just by the video, if you watch all three videos, I definitely jumped the highest.
But I jumped 37.
Well, I think what it really is the way that I delayed my feet coming down, my hang time is better than everybody else's. I didn't actually jump high, I just kept my feet from coming down.
You know, it's kind of like what they used to talk about Michael Jordan back in the day, right? He didn't always have the highest vertical. His hang time was kind of
the hang time. I got the ability to float when I get in the air. I don't jump high. I just kind of float while I'm there.
It's kind of a combination.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. Hey, we've
never been compared to Michael Jordan.
But, there's always.
The only other thing that me and Michael Jordan have in common, fun fact, we both got cut from JV basketball team in 9th grade. Yeah. So, there you go.
The
difference between me and him is I quit playing basketball and he ended up,
he put it together.
Yeah. So he turned out well for him.
You should have kept hanging from the bar.
And that's what I did wrong. Problem is I couldn't reach the bar, so I couldn't do it. Y'all saw my vertical there.
Jersey, can you hear us?
15 maybe something.
We've had a staff 60 run. We've had a staff vertical run.
Yeah.
We're about to have a staff BP off one of these days.
When are we going to do that? Can we pitch?
We're going to have to, we need to do that one.
Well, me and Drew at Columbia that day, we had the throw off out there.
That's right.
We wasn't farthest.
Yeah.
So
didn't Drew lose that one?
Yeah, neither one of us have a rotator cuff left after that.
I was going to say, how sore were you the next day?
It doesn't matter. We were useless the rest of the day. We couldn't walk. And we threw it from like the on-deck circle to where short out place. So it really wasn't that impressive.
Y'all didn't even get it to the outfield grass.
Yeah, I think it went from dirt, grass, dirt. Like it really wasn't that good. So.
Well, hey, Coach, I'm going to flip this over to you here. We're going to talk about it. Preseason All-State North has taken place. It's over. Coach Espo?
Yeah, we'll kind of get into it. Before we kind of dive in, obviously, to the players. First of all, big shout out to all the players and parents, right? And we had some players and parents and families that had to make some adjustments on the fly, kind of last minute, with some adjustments from Saturday with the snowmageddon that we had here in the great state of South Carolina, and making some adjustments of having to flip and coming up to the preseason All-State North. And there wasn't a ton, but we had some families that made that adjustment and were able to come up there. But a big time shout out to the families that were able to come up there. And also, thank those guys. We had some technical difficulties right there in the middle of it where we're getting ready to try to run the 60s, but we're able to get through that and being able to put on, gather the data and the metrics that we needed there for the 10 and the 30. So appreciate those guys hanging in there with us through that period of time. But also, we want to thank the guys at the Hit Mill, right? Tremendous facility up there in Rock Hill for hosting us and giving us all access to everything we need in there, right? We would be, having multiple TrackMan, the multiple cages to do everything from hitting to pitching to being able to set up what we need to do our visual aids, the multiple cages to warm up. We'd still be there right now running the event if we had a smaller area or not to do everything with the tremendous amount of players and talented players that we had there over on Sunday. So huge thank you to the Hit Mill. Awesome facility. If you guys are obviously in that area and need somewhere to go work out, go check that thing out. But first and foremost, thank you to the players, the families, and we're about to obviously talk about some of those guys, those players tonight, but we're going to start tomorrow rolling out tons of content. And then obviously, selfishly for me, I want a big shout out to our staff, right? Obviously, without the staff, we have these, as we always call it, our traveling circus right here that we roll around the state. Without you guys, we can't run and put on these shows we have here. So big thanks to these guys, a couple of these guys that are here, then also ones that aren't here on this show. So they do a tremendous job of doing a lot of the grunt work and a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that we're doing along this way. But it was awesome. We broke out some new things, right? The Vold running system, the Vold jumping system is, even though we've kind of made a joke of it, but we broke out that's kind of new. We've switched companies on that one, so kind of new to us. Here in South Carolina, it's been going around kind of trial based, but this is kind of the nuts and bolts going full bore into it in the system now, and doing a lot of those things, and breaking out the visual edge and doing a lot of those training things and vision stuff. So it was a full-fledged event, being able to get everything. And for us, we talk about this all the time. These events are huge for us, right? On Sunday alone, we had some players that get sick and had to move back down to Charleston, some little knick-knack injuries that push them back. But we're able to see 76 players in a one-day event, right? In a one-stop shop, baby, to see 76 players, get a bunch of video, bunch of data on these players and lay our eyeballs on them ourselves. So these are huge for us. And, we've talked about it a million times. These are huge for the players themselves, right? To take their resume in their own hands moving forward, right? Everybody that pretty much came to this event, I would assume they all want to go play at the next level, right? And I don't care if they were a freshman or a senior that was there. This kind of starts that process, being able to get it all in there, and kind of take that resume and build it up from whatever age group they are and roll from there. So just wanted to kind of start the show off with that one. Really thanking everybody that was a part of this day, and we're gonna hammer out a bunch of stuff on the north. As obviously it's already been going out. You guys have seen the Twitter page, as Austin likes to call it, it has been nonstop for the past 2 days, and it's going to continue to go, and we'll continue to flow with content over the next 2 weeks for this event, and then we're going to flip it and redo it all over again for the South that we'll get to later on.
And quick shout out to those heaters that were in the building. Those were helpful, huh?
I think Austin still is on fire.
I actually was just thinking about it. I have no hair on the back of my neck. None. It's all gone.
I touched your chair you were on, and I got a slight burn. It's kind of like when you touch the pan or the pot on the oven a little bit, and you reach it in, you get it. Ooh, that's kind of what I got with that chair. But hey, it was much needed early on.
I was committed to that blast, and I couldn't move. There was, once you
weren't moving. I was surprised.
Once you dive in on that thing, you got to commit to it. That was kind of what I made a business decision that it was for the team. So,
that's what we do here. That's what we do.
That's how we operate.
Hey, got to give the people what they want. You know what I mean? Hey, and one thing I will touch on a little quick before we flip it over here. Some of this stuff, right? We had some players ask this, right? The jumping, right? Why do we test the jump? Right? What does it matter what my vertical jump is, right? Okay, if I'm a first baseman, a shortstop, outfielder, heck, even a pitcher, right? right? We're testing athleticism. We're testing explosiveness, right? It's the same thing as running the 10 or the 30, right? If I have a good vertical or whatever that is, right? Does that mean I'm going to be able to hit a fastball? No, but it means I have some athleticism. I have some explosiveness, and I can maybe project a little bit more, right? If I'm the better athlete I am, the better opportunities I have to become a better baseball player down the road. Whether I am physically mature yet or not, that's going to be different. But the more we're trying to test athleticism, right? Instead of just doing the traditional, let's just do the stopwatch and just run a 60 and see where you're at. We are trying to measure the 10-yard split along with the 30-yard split and the vertical jump and the RSI jump up and down as quick as we can to test those athletic traits. So when Sean dives down the rabbit hole of looking into these players, he can go, okay, this guy's going to project into something else. Or these college coaches, which we've had on a ton, and they're looking at this stuff. They can see some of these things. A pitcher, his velo right now is 86, but he's got a really good vertical and he's got a 10-yard split or a 30-yard split that's really good. It's easy to project a velocity jump on that one. It's not just, oh, he can jump high. It's more than that. It's showing that athleticism, and that's why we're doing those things, right? Anybody can go out there and do some of those. Oh, he hits the ball hard. But how do we project? And this is an easier way to try to project these high school players. I don't care if you're a senior or a freshman in high school. You're still a young kid. So you're still always trying to project, and that's what we're doing with all this stuff.
And too, I mean, with baseball specifically, just with the amount of rotation that you're having to do, whether you're on the mound, you're at the plate, all that kind of thing. Those vertical athleticism tests really show you the capacity you have to explode in your rotation and things like that. So yes, like you were saying, if somebody's maybe a little bit of a leg down, not quite all the way filled out, but like you said, if they have really good athleticism, if they've got a good vertical, things like that, we're just exactly what you're saying. It's very easy to project and say, okay, this guy's really going to make another big jump, because that's exactly what you need in baseball. And stuff like that is definitely does not go by the wayside when these coaches are taking a look at players. So,
and there's a reason every big college program tests all those things themselves when those kids get there, and it's without a doubt the hardest throwers, the hardest hitters tend to have the highest verticals on the team. So it kind of goes hand in hand when you're out there.
And that's getting into all the biomechanics, what they're doing at the big league level, with, obviously I'm biased to Hawkeye and all that stuff, but, doing the skeletal tracking and understanding how the body moves, what joints the positions are in, things like that. That's exactly what these high level programs are looking for. So yeah, it's if we have the access to it and do something like what we can with the vault, which, typically works unless you got to take one out. But, that's exactly what we're trying to measure there and get a taste of, what a player could look like down the line in terms of athletic ability. So
big terms, yes. Hey,
I didn't have it on my bingo card to hear the word musculoskeletal on our podcast.
This is why you joined the podcast.
It wasn't on the card.
We got to have a subscription, Austin.
Gotta get that dictionary subscription. All right.
Just like we learned about preseason. Was it one word or two words?
One word.
Yeah, one word.
Not hyphenated.
Preseason.
That AP coming out in him.
We don't talk about words like that.
I'm ready to go now because my Wi-Fi is good. Well, not Wi-Fi. We've made adjustments here. So, Amy talked about it. Let's break it down. Sean, I'm going to flip it to you to talk about a guy that stood out in your eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. The number one guy that I thought of was the very first pitcher on the mound, or on my mound, and me and Borowski were down there at the backside of the hit mill over there. But yeah, Bryce Baxter rolls in there, 2026 right-handed pitcher from Riverside, about 5'11", 175 pounds. Really proportionate and strong. You can see it in the build that it's all kind of coming together for him. He's, kind of physically maturing a little bit more than what I think we saw him last in Clemson doing the fall top prospect games. And he was up a couple more ticks with the fastball. Here, I'm pull up the video real quick. It was 87 to 89. He topped out at 89.5. We could round it to 90 if we wanted to, but that's the TrackMan said 89.5, so that's what we're going to give it to him. Really high spin rate on that too, just under 2,500 on average at the spin rate. So really get a lot of carry on that ball there. He's going to get a lot of swings and misses up there at the top of the zone. With the fastball specifically, I'm standing behind him. This is my video. So here's my angle. I swear with the fastball, it was cutting. But I had Borowski. I saw one and I was like, does that have any cut on it? And he's like, no, it's got 3 inches going horizontally to, for some normal run on it. And I was like, so visually it looks like it's a cutty fastball, but at the same time with the high spin rate and stuff like that, it's going to do tricks to hitters in the box there, and spun off 2 different types of breaking balls and kind of trying to find the consistency with both of them there. But I like the feel for the changeup as well. All those sitting there in the low to mid 70s. Good spin rates on both breaking balls as well. And like I said, the stuff is just ticking up. The movement patterns are becoming more repeatable. And, he really didn't like the arm slot was very consistent throughout the entire, throughout his bullpen session there. And I found that really impressive. And like I said, obviously the main point is that his velocity jumped about 3 or 4 ticks. And that's exactly what we're looking for in a guy like that heading into his junior season, and definitely going to be a high level arm in that Riverside pitching staff.
Look at the Riverside Warriors, baby.
I think we saw him a little bit last year in preseason tournament, right? I think we saw him on the rubber a couple times. So.
Coach Espo, do you need to put those glasses back on?
I did. I had to see my piece of paper over here. You know what? It's funny, guys. It's always funny. I don't even want to hear you guys. You'll get there at that one point in time.
Always got to make fun of the old guys. Why is that?
It's all right. It happens.
Well, Espo, since you've already got your glasses on, take us away.
I'm gonna stay on that pitching side, right? And I'm gonna talk about a young cat, and this is a guy who's moved back to the state here. CJ Aubuchon, he's a big old left-hander, right? And this was our first chance of getting a chance to see him. He was living down in Florida the past couple of years, and he had moved back up in the Greenville area. He goes to Southside Christian. He was actually a junior futures game alum a few years ago, but up in North Carolina. So he's kind of not new to the prep baseball scene, but he's new to prep baseball South Carolina scene for us. So this was really our first time getting a chance to see him. So we were fired up that he was able to come out this past weekend and come throw for us. But I mean, he's kind of got everything you're looking for, right? First of all, as Austin contested this, he's left-handed, right? So you can kind of check that box that goes into there. But it's 6'4", it's 190, 195 pounds. It's very lean. It's very loose, athletic frame that goes in there. And it's a low to mid 80s fastball, right? I think it was up to 83, 84 miles an hour. I don't know if we can round up with TrackMan, but he's got a really, really plush changeup, and he spins a really good breaking ball that goes in there. And the one thing that when you watch him throw, and it comes from a low 3/4 slot, that you can really like and you can really dream on with him. And when you start to watch him throw and watch it break it down, you can kind of go, there's so much instant jump that's going to happen with his fastball with a few minor ticks and adjustment that goes in there, right? He kind of throws his fastball, kind of holds a little bit back, kind of recoils a little bit on there. When he throws his change with his breaking ball, which has a little bit more bite and a little bit more break on it, he kind of gets out over his front side a little bit more. Talking to him and his family, like, those are some things that he's working on, kind of makes that quick adjustment. There's going to be a little bit tick up in velo, right? And he's been on the scene. He's been on the circuit for a while. He was a commit. He's back on the market, and he's going to have a chance to make some big strides. And I'm talking about a 1-2 punch with 2 left-handers on that Southside Christian pitching staff. That's going to be a scary one, But we were fired up that CJ was here this past weekend, and we got to lay some eyeballs on him, and we'll get a chance to see him again here like real soon in a few more days. But we'll get the chance to watch him a lot more this high school season. But he's a special talent that's got a lot of room to grow, not only in that frame, but just with that arm and that arm speed and athleticism. So fired up to see him and see how he continues to grow.
Coachy, he was on my mind.
I don't know that
he was
2 better lefties at the top of a high school rotation.
Coach, that's kind of dangerous.
Good luck.
They had a lot of sabers. What is
saber heavy event there up in Rome.
Hey, We got the Pick'em show coming up. Who knows? They move up in classifications. Coach Smith.
That'd require you to get off the Powdersville Patriot bandwagon.
Who knows? I might did that against the Hawks, the Stewie Hawks.
You got off it last year and you paid for it. I'm gonna stay up in the Greenville area with the J.O. Man shortstop, Mr. Green. But I believe the correct pronunciation on the first name is Kaido. I think that's what he said. Some people said Kato. You can call him whatever you want. Doesn't matter. 2026 shortstop, switch hitter. We got to see him from both sides over in our cage. He's 6 foot, 176 pounds. Like I said, plays at J.O. Man. I personally, watching some of the video and even watching him live, I thought he actually looked a little bit better from the left side of the plate than the right side. Just me, I expected it would be the opposite because I thought maybe he had been hitting right-handed longer, but I could be wrong. But I did like him from that side of the plate. He had the highest bat speed of the whole event from what I looked at 81.7. He was 88 across the infield, so definitely got the arm to stay at shortstop for Coach Bolton if that's what he so chooses to do with him. But I mean, overall, I thought he was a very, very impressive young player and one that's probably should jump on the scene up in this area during the high school season this year. So I look forward to seeing him take off going forward.
Kaido.
Which one is it? You just said both.
We're going to call him. We're just going to call him a good player.
I'm 99% sure he said it was Kaido.
I think it looks like Kaido.
Like the kid from Riverside a couple years ago was like that without the D.O. and it was Kai. So
Kaito.
That's where we're going. Yeah. Either way, like Sammy said, a really good player. We had a couple good switch hitters over there on our side of the cage, but he was definitely there. So enjoyed watching him. I'm sure we'll get to make our way over and see the Patriots play sometime this spring, and might get to see him out there on the infield.
Stewie, you got anybody?
Yeah, I do. Don't I always? How about
no?
Oh, you switched it. I'm sorry, Sean. You got it.
You told me.
I did tell you. Technical difficulties here. I got to go back up right here. Coach Espo, you remember this one?
Sure do. Came to Team Carolina trials.
Yeah, I saw him very early in Carolina trials. Pretty good player. We wanted to see him some more there, and he came preseason All-State North, Coach. Two-way player, looked good both ways. Exit velocity was not as high, but it was consistent hard contact. Let's see if I can pull the most impressive part, Coach, was the pitching. See if we can pull it up.
Don't mind the guys eating their sandwich in the background of the video if it does pull up.
Or not eating a sandwich.
Yeah, we're back there for sure.
Guys, hold on. This computer SDOC's got to do better, right? 81, 83 with the fast compact right here. 74, 76, 72, 74 slider. Athleticism. Second highest vertical jump at 27 inches. He couldn't beat me at 34. But also, you got shots in there, boys. Second fastest 30 time as well. So the athleticism's there at Spring Valley 2028. So got a lot of room there, a lot of time. He's exciting one to watch as he gets older.
He definitely, I mean, for 2028 and his size too, the ball jumped out of his hand. And then 83. I mean, for a freshman, that's good. Don't get me wrong, but that's kind of it. To me, it looked harder than that. And me and Sammy had just walked in the door from laboring over the 60 devices out there, and we get about 2 bites into a sandwich, and all you hear the bit pop, and I'm like, whoa, what was that?
What did he run? Anybody know?
It had that sound.
Yeah,
got it right here.
Yeah,
385.
All right.
So.
Yeah,
I think that fastball. I mean, I know it says 83. I get it, but it sounded. I mean, it was jumping out of that hand. So, a little more size and a little more. A couple years down the road, that's definitely going to play. So, Spring Valley got a good one.
Spring Valley got a couple good athletic youngsters on that team rolling around there. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, he also had the second highest max hand speed of the event. So
he was a big athletic tester.
Yeah, he was he was lights out this summer and everything he did. I don't think he pitched this summer, if my memory correct, but he just swung the bat and it was pretty lightning quick with the bat. But yeah, he was fun to watch.
And for how skinny he is, like that hand speed's going to play regardless how strong you are. So yeah, good for him. He's definitely going to be one we got to keep. And 2028 super sophomore, maybe we'll see.
Man, hey, easy drop for me and you, Sean.
There you go.
Yeah,
y'all have that one covered.
Spring Valley.
Don't expect me to see me at Spring Valley this year.
That's where I first saw our guy Carter, whose sandwich I ate at
yeah. Let's talk about let's throw an apology about while we were thanking people earlier. Let's throw an apology to old Carter Blankenship for Sean eating his sandwich.
My man provided the diesel fuel for the heater, and you ate his sandwich. You had to go buy it.
Well, I somehow my sandwich order didn't make it to the facility, and
we'll blame Browse.
Yeah.
The first thing we're going to blame is the people who, after working 40 events, haven't figured out you got to put your name on the order.
Well,
he's a Georgia.
I mean, it says right on it says right on the thing too. Like,
who's it for? Yeah, who's this for?
Yeah, I missed that one.
That's okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out this coming weekend.
This Saturday we got it. We got Jersey Mike's coming in hot Saturday.
Who's up next?
Sammy.
We got to back to form.
I think it's Sean. Sean started.
Sean.
That's right. My next guy is going to be Connor Hooks, 2026 infielder. Play a little second base, a little third base there at
Cardinal. I like him. I'm talking about him.
Right up the road for me and Sammy here, up 77 there for Cardinal Newman to get a little skis action. 5'8", 168, real solid and proportionate body. Came to the future games this past year and showed out a little bit there. So it was good to see him again. Wanted to see him at the Columbia ID last week, but he unfortunately couldn't make it there. So glad we got to see him this week, and he showed out. He was up to, I want to say, low 90s with the exit velocity. I really like the hand speed in there too. It just looks like a real short swing and adjustable path in the zone. And the approach, you can tell, is he doesn't come out of his shoes ever. He's really looking to use up the middle and to the backside a little bit. Connor's, I'm quite sure already in the middle of that order there at Cardinal Newman, and going to look to do some more damage there this year. And that power potential is going to come along a little bit more. He's still got a little bit of baby weight on him, but he's starting to fill out, you can tell. And once that man strength starts to come, I really like the swing there. And I think that those probably hitting the balls in the gaps right now. And I think those balls in the gaps are going to turn into some homers for sure this coming spring for Connor there. So yeah, he's a really good looking ball player, and like the swing from the left side.
Futures.
I don't think I know that y'all probably get tired of listening to me talk about him, but he might be my favorite hitter in the state right now. I mean, high school season, dude hits. Showcase tournament down at the Shipyard, dude's hitting. Comes to show one of our things, all he does is hit. I mean, you take him out in the parking lot and throw it to him, he's going to hit. That's what the dude does. So somebody needs to jump all over that. I don't know who it's going to be.
He's going to get hits for you, whoever.
My man can swing the bat. He can hit. I don't care where you have to play him in the field. I don't care if he's 5'8", 6'2", doesn't matter. Dude hits.
Well, when we took him down to the futures, right? And he played first, he played second, he played left, he played center, he played right. I think we might, if I can remember, I think we put him over there a little bit of third. Like he plays anywhere. And I remember calling him and going, "Hey, we want to bring you, but we might have to play you a little bit out of position." He's like, "I don't care." Like he just wants to play and he just wants to go hit. Like he got that dog in him, as Austin said. I mean, he just wants to go hit. So
in high school, the saying in high school coaching is that if you put your best 9 hitters in the lineup, and then you figure out where to play them after that. But I mean, Duke can play anywhere. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. My man can hit. You could take my man stand on that piano in the background. He would hit. It's just what he does.
And it's funny. We talk about it, right? Well, obviously we had the hack attacks going this week, right? And we're going to have them going again this week. And we try to set it in a general area where people can hit anyone, right? It don't matter what it is. And you got people that are floating around, and we always try to say, like, hitters adjust to it, right? The hitters adjust, and they're not having to move and put themselves all the way at the front of the thing. Like, they adjust to whatever it is, just as if a pitcher is throwing, right? You're not going to say, hey, pitcher, can you throw it a little harder? Can you throw it a little slower? Like, they got it, and he just sits in there and maybe the first one he's a little off. Well, he makes a quick adjustment and he keeps hitting. And he's done that, I swear, for – I don't know. I feel like we've been watching him play for 15 years.
Now that I see he's at 2026, I feel like we must have started watching him down there at Shipyard when he was in like 3rd grade.
Yeah. So he's been a fun one to watch over the years. And again, he showed out again. So that was fun to see. And we'll get a chance to see him throughout the spring here in the Midlands here, as they call it. But I'm gonna stay in the infield here with second time we got a chance to watch this young man play, upstate boy Pfeiffer Glenn up there at TL Hanna. Big shock, another uber projectable shortstop, middle infielder coming out of TL Hanna. But Pfeiffer, I mean, 6'1", 6'2", 170 pounds, long and lean. Very athletic frame, right off the bat, right? We do defense first with those guys. And he goes out there and the defensive play is about as smooth and easy as it can be, right? I mean, first couple ground balls, and it's not the most challenging thing, but you watch the footwork, you watch the hands, and it was, we always joke with a lot of our events, you kind of wish we didn't have the radar gun, because kids throw the ball across the infield worrying about the radar gun and not worrying about being an infielder. And it was like he was that. He didn't care one bit about it. It was the smooth, easy, controlled actions with the good arm action going across there. And we got a chance to watch him towards the end of the fall make plays up at our event up there at Clemson, throwing the ball across the infield is nice and easy for him. So once he, defensive wise, it's very smooth and very easy for him on the field. Makes all the plays, slow rollers, backhands, glove side across the way. But then he rolls out there and with the bat, right? It's a good looking swing, right? It shows nice projection with the bat, and it keeps getting better. I think at the end of the fall for us, he was up to 88 exit velo. Now this past weekend, he was up to 91.7. So he's making the strides going the right way. And it's a good looking swing that looks right. Obviously the strength is going to continue to come. The size and the strength will continue to come. And as that comes, everything else is going to take care of itself. But Pfeiffer's extremely, very uber projectable, right? All those things we kind of talked about earlier. You look at a lot of the data, you look at a lot of the matrix. The old school ways, you just kind of look at the frame and you watch how he moves, right? I think his max distance on the day was up to 350 feet, 51 feet, which that's going to launch out of a lot of high school ballparks. His 10-yard split was good. His 30-yard split was good. His jump was pretty good. So you look at a lot of those data, you look at a lot of those things, he's kind of going in the right direction, but it shows the right swing. It shows the right path. He's just got to continue to fill out, keep going in the right direction. But big shock, TL Hanna's got another middle infielder that just kind of fits the bill. I feel like, Drew, they've been having one up that way for the past 20 years, it seems like.
Coach, they breed them.
I don't know what's going on up there, but
who was the original? I know we went down this rabbit not too long ago. Who was the first?
Was it Parker?
I think we had it. There was one before him.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody's listening to us, Who, and if anybody's listening to us from that Hannah area, who was the originator of those shortstops?
Because Parker was in it, but I think there was one or two before him. So
You had Parker, then you had Reed.
Reagan Reed was in there.
Then you had what's the other one? God almighty.
Dillard.
Now you got.
I mean, Craddock's there now, but
we have. There's at least one, I think, before Parker.
I agree.
So I would at least one, if not two. So if you were the shortstop at Teohana before James Parker, comment here.
Yeah, we need some history here from the Hannah shortstop train.
We're going to have a podcast called Teohana Shortstops.
And we're going to bring them all on.
And if any of you parents out there, if you got like a third grader in the Anderson area and you want them to be next, you better get in line.
Better get going.
Yeah,
you're a few years away, but you better get going.
Yeah, we need to know the true history of
the shortstop.
And the original.
Is Craddock like the first one to not go to Clemson of all of them?
Flip the trend.
We'll take it.
We're going to ask the viewers. I'm going to post a little comment in our stuff.
Who was that?
We need to know who the Teohana shortstop, who they were from 2010 to 2016.
Somebody's got to know.
Well, we're trying to.
The comments. They had the one shorter guy, but the rest of them were all bigger. They had the one shorter one.
Reagan Reed was the shorter.
Reagan Reed was the shorter one.
Dillard and Parker and Craddock were all like the same person.
Yeah, and Pfeiffer's following.
Pfeiffer's
following in their footsteps of the frame.
Yeah. 2012 they had Ben Mulware. He wasn't shortstop, but he had a ball up in 81 off of me.
I mean, think about that. That's 4-5 shortstops
in a row.
I mean, most people don't have 5 shortstops like in the history of their program. This is incredible.
Am I up now?
Yeah. You're
I'm staying Greenville side. I got Greenville High School infielder Griffin Gowans. This was one who I don't think he hit in our cage, but as I went back and watched, looked at some of the numbers, almost every one of those things that we can look at on our page, he was at or near the top of just about every single one of them, which was a lot of the kids that we went through and looked at. They might be at the top of 2 or 3 of them, or near the top of 2 or 3, and then they had a couple where it's like, he's up there for everything. I mean, he hit well, ran well, threw well, jumped well, speed jump, however we want to call that other thing. Did that well. He 83 across the infield. He's 2028, by the way, at Greenville. So he's in that boat with the rest of those guys we were talking about earlier. The 2028. I mean, they're just now getting in high school. So, Greenville doesn't exactly have a bad tradition of good ball players over there either. So, he seems like he might be next, but he's in 9th grade, 6'1", 181, really good frame for a freshman. Like I said, he does everything well. He had the 4th best exit velocity on the day as a 2028 in a day with a lot of 2026s and 27s, even a couple 25s were mixed in there. So I thought that was impressive. But I had it wrote down. He had the 4th best exit velocity at 98. So not bad for a 28. So he was one that kind of snuck up on me a little bit just from. I recognized the name from him coming and doing some of the things, but just I didn't realize how good all of his numbers were until I went back and looked later. So shout out to him. Look forward to seeing where he ends up as well. It's gonna be a pretty good group of infielders up here in the Greenville area this year. So
Coach actually told Espo to come over there and watch him. Kept whistling at him.
Yeah, he didn't hit in our cage, so I didn't get to actually see the swing. But like I said, it was odd for me to see somebody that high on that many different things as a 2028. By the way, I mean he hasn't played a game as a high schooler yet.
Kind of weird to say that, isn't it?
Hang on. All right, we're going to come back to Drew here. He's having a medical emergency.
Drew's out. Drew's got a nosebleed. He's gone.
Yeah, I'll be back, boys.
Hey, I'm gonna throw while Drew disappears with the nosebleed. I'm gonna throw this one in there. While I thanked our traveling circus staff earlier, we also had a casualty somewhat go down. Right, we want to shout out Danielle Wentz for while she's back there behind the net with Kimmy getting the radar gun. She was a little bit too close to the net and had a ball come through and smoke her in the hand. So hopefully Danielle was able to throw some ice on that thing. Big shout out to her sticking her nose in there and making sure we're getting some accurate stats getting written down in there. So hey,
now was she holding the gun or was she writing?
No, that was Kimmy with the gun.
Okay.
She was over there writing, making sure in a ball. It just takes off sometime.
Whose handwriting was better, hers or mine?
It's close.
Mine was writing on clipboard too.
I got all y'all's right here. I don't know when yours and Klein's took off.
That's fair.
But I'm going to give it to her.
That's not fair.
It was a lot, and she had to write more numbers in a smaller area.
Yeah. She also folded the shirts better than I did too. Her words.
A lot better.
Her words, not mine.
But then I butchered them, taking them out of the thing when I got home. So, but it was, I apologize for. But yeah, so shout out for Danielle for taking a heater into the hand behind the net there. So.
It's a tough business we've gotten into.
She keeps coming back.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, yeah. I don't know why. Keep up.
If she makes it through this Saturday, then we'll see.
She might have left if we did back to back.
I think we might have all left if we actually had to do that.
Me too, including myself.
We'll get back up.
Who's up?
Yeah. Sean's going to go while Drew's still bleeding out there. Yeah, we're going to skip Drew.
What we got? What is that?
Keep some
Aspirin. Isn't that a
different than aspirin, but it's aspirin. Hey, I can roll. I can do this.
We're also, by the way, we're trying. Hopefully, speaking of Danielle, she can hook some of that Celsius sponsorship. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It might make my nose bleed more.
We ain't worried about you.
Okay, you know what? This was fun for a while.
You plug it with a stand-up, Weenie.
That's why my nose is bleeding.
You can get them stand-up. You can get that sauce.
I'm gonna be sponsored by Armor.
Too much ground up chicken with petroleum jelly mixed in.
We can get that jelly crammed around that nose.
Sean, I'm gonna go, Sean, so we can shut these two up. If you can put us, hold on, I can do it right here. You just gotta move me over, Sean. Move me over, Sean.
All right, easy. Jeez,
boys, Sammy knew it was coming. Small young one. How you say this? Is it Kellen? Kellen? Okay.
I don't really think that one's that hard to pronounce.
Some people pronounce it different than me and you, Austin.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
My 4-year-olds in my class would pronounce it different.
Well, they're full.
I'm out. Keep talking.
That's right. So I thought. Mr. Spencer here was in my cage. Stood out group 2, I think. Stood out very early. 97.5 exit velocity. 81 in the infield smooth actions. Consistent hard contact. Let's just ignore the video I put out on the second 2 swings he had. I was mass production here. But a 2027 corner infielder who's got a chance. Slender frame, got some chance to grow into it and produce some higher numbers in the EV. Look at him. Just show the first swing. We don't want to see the second, third. Stop it right there. You showed the second.
Don't want to see that one.
That's not the one you wanted.
There it is.
There we go.
There we
Well,
go.
And now and restart.
There we
There
go.
we go. Let's watch that, right?
Put that one on loop right
A
there.
lot of intent there in the swing.
Oh,
Obviously, there's a
geez.
chance. Nope.
I think I
Stop.
got our play.
Sean, just stop. Just take it off, Sean. Take it off. You're
That
embarrassed.
first
What are we
one got
doing?
out of play.
What are we doing?
You're embarrassed. Sean, it's a rough day last night.
Rough day last night.
That's right. Last night was a day because it was you get screamed at for 2 hours and beat up. Anyway, back to Mr. Spencer. Mr. Spencer has a chance. Hopefully, me and Austin will see him soon, but we'll see. Continue, boys.
Hey, Kellen was a good ball player. I like it.
In,
What was
in defense of these two up here, it's easy for us to knock the videos that they put up, but I know personally I have not put up one single video since this event took place. So
the good ones are mine, the bad ones are Drew's. So just know that.
No. I give up.
Jumping over to another one of my videos, Cooper
About
Deal,
time. About time,
Why?
man.
2027 from Fort Mill. Catcher, and says he plays a little bit of third base as well. About, let's see here, 5'6", 160, not a huge imposing frame, but you can tell the strength is all the way through there. And he's short swing there. He got some good jump off the barrel, max exit velocity up of over 95 miles an hour. Like I said, really good lower half, creating maximum intent and output, I said there. I felt because he was really turning over there and with the barrel, and you could tell all the levers were working in there together. And, somebody that, even though he's got a little bit of a smaller frame there, it's something that's definitely going to, no matter what, you could see the ball jumping off the barrel with the launch angle and everything. It was going in the right direction, and it's something that's definitely going to be able to hit off of pretty much any location, I would say, and see if you can tap into a little bit of power there up into the mid 90s, like I said, with the exit velocity. Let's see if I can find his average. Let me see, 85 with the average. 85. So yeah, still coming along. Max distance of 342 feet. So he was hitting some tanks out there as well. So Cooper's a good little player there from up in Fort Mill, and Carter was telling us that we had to come see a little Fort Mill baseball this year. They're in one of those 5A regions up there, so we might have to go see them.
We'll be there. Hey, we're talking about Pfeiffer from the end of the fall. We saw him. Cooper's the same way. He was at that same event up there at Clemson, the fall top prospects, and he was up to 88.9 and average exit velo 88.4, and now he's jumped into 95.3 and the average exit velo of 85.1. So these guys, it's right, and we've touched on this, a million times, but also these college coaches have touched on it a lot, right? This is the resume, right? This is the resume that you're building as a player. These two young guys have come to events really not that far apart, but it is far apart for a sophomore in high school. That growth that you have at that point in time when you're that age, from the end of November or the beginning to middle of November, whenever that event was, till now is a drastic time. And it shows that these guys put in work over the break, and they come back and they can produce better numbers from one event to that event. And now college coaches can go back and look back and go, these kids are progressing. They're getting better. They're going in the right direction. They didn't peak as a freshman going the wrong way, and that's huge. And, Cooper is a young man, and obviously, like you hit on the head, the frame's not huge, but you can tell he's a stronger kid, that's in there, and he's got some strength. And obviously those numbers, you look at it, he is strong. So he's a talented ball player. And again, we've been lucky enough in the past, I don't know however many months that is, math's hard right now, but we got a chance in the last few months to see him perform, and he's progressing in the right direction. And now he's going to be on a very talented high school team that we'll get a chance to, as Carter says, like you hit it on the head, Sean, they're going to whip up on some people. So we'll see. I don't know.
When's that preview show, Coach Stewie?
Well, I don't know. Austin declined it, so we got to reschedule.
Because you got to eat weenie.
Sorry.
Who knows?
If you ain't eating,
I have removed myself from all picking of anything to add a competitive advantage back for the rest of you.
No, bull crap.
But Austin's just going to be the he's going to just be the host of the show.
I'm going to be the host, but I'm also going to be the guy weekly who provides bulletin board material for everyone.
Hey, what did you say we're going to start off our new one? What's going to be our new topic? What were we talking about this past weekend?
I don't remember.
Starting something.
Just get started.
Starting something. Just starting something.
So if anybody this season who wants to, player, coach, parent, fan, random guy in the 9th grade who just wants to start something, send in the request, and it can be anything you want. If you want it to,
we're gonna have a suggestion box.
If you want to say Team A from up here in Anderson County is paying players, we'll throw it out there. We'll
start something. Here we go.
If you want to say this kid from down here in the Columbia area is, I don't know, he's got 3 girlfriends. Who knows? We can do whatever you want to say. Doesn't matter. We'll throw it out there.
Hashtag starting something.
Or if you just want to say, hey, I play for River Bluff and we got Lexington this week and we're going to beat them 3 times, no shot. Come on. We're here for it.
Let's cause problems. Yeah.
We ain't gonna worry about anybody making TikTok videos about us no more. So.
Did you see
brought it back? He brought it back.
Did you see how much phones are going for in eBay that got the TikTok on it already?
Mm-mm.
It's like $58,000, Coach.
That sounds like
a phone that has TikTok on it.
That sounds like a business Lever would get into.
He'd buy it at Goodwill for $10.
Selling TikTok phones.
All right. Sorry, we got off script. Austin, you're back up. Sorry. Austin, you're up.
I thought we were only doing 2 apiece. I'm out.
All right, you got one more. Okay.
No, I'm done. I thought we were doing 2. I'm out.
Back to Sean then.
Me again? Well, I still got like 3 more. So
Sean, let's roll it, baby. Come on.
No, Austin, you had one more. You had DiCaprio.
Did I have that?
Yeah. We can go to Sean while you get
back.
No,
you're good. Nicholas DiCaprio. Yeah, I do have a 3rd one. Sorry.
All right.
I thought I only sent 2, but I sent 3. We're good. So yeah, I got Nicholas DiCaprio, infielder. Says he's a right-handed pitcher as well, but I couldn't find any numbers on his pitching. Like I said, I didn't get to see a lot of the pitching. Me and Sammy were out cussing at the 60 machine. That turned into the 30 machine. But yeah, DiCaprio, 2026. So he'll be a junior this year at Landrum High School. 6'2", 228, big kid. One of the biggest things that jumped off the page to me, 101 max exit velocity. He was right up there. I think he was tied or just behind AJ Jefferson, I think, for the lead for the event. I don't have the leaderboard pulled up, but I think that was correct. But yeah, 101. He's top 10 bat speed, 71% hard hit according to the TrackMan. Just a big kid. I think the bat will definitely play, kind of like what we talked a little bit earlier when we were talking about Connor Hooks. If you can hit, they'll find a place to play. I promise. If you go to a Landrum game this year and he's still doing stuff like that, he'll be playing. And that bat definitely will play at that size, that power. Where he plays in the field, that's to be determined, I believe. But I think he can definitely pick it well enough over at first base to stick there. But just, as far as just big kid, powerful kid, grip strength, I think he was number 1 on one side and number 2 on the other side. So a lot of good things going in his favor as far as being an offensive weapon for the Cardinals up there this year. So look forward to seeing how he does this spring.
Back to me, Coach. Sure. All right. Our next guy here is a 2026 corner infielder, Dylan Woods from White Knoll High School. Let me pull up his video here real quick. Share. Boom.
Do it to him.
Right there, yeah. Big kid, 6 foot, 206 pounds. And I could say he definitely has the ability to hold some more weight in there. He is strong in the upper half and coming along in the lower half as well. Good loose bat speed, good hands as well through the zone. As you can see, he's kind of got that scissor effect there going on, and that's kind of what you're looking for with the lower half to get some good rotation coming through there. I think max exit velocity is up over 96, I want to say. Really on the barrel a lot of the times, and it's just real loose and easy coming through the zone there. And he's a guy that not sure exactly what position he might stick at yet. Whether it's first base, third base, something like that. We'll see how the arm plays in the high school season. But yeah, he's definitely a guy that definitely can hold a little more weight as he gets a little bit older. And I'd say that exit velocity and that power output is definitely only going to be going up from here.
Yeah, Sean, that's me and you've talked about this a lot before, but you talked about his max exit velocity being 96, but his average exit velocity is 87.5. So, it's not one of those where he had this one high number and everything else was bad. It was consistently barreling up balls, which, kind of shows you what kind of hitter he is. So
I'd agree.
Not just a one big strong on that one. I am hitting balls hard all the time, which
obviously everybody cares about their highest number and things like that. And I mean, like it can tell you maybe what the upside looks like, but no, what the numbers that I'm looking for in terms of like how good of a hitter you are is going to be that average exit velocity, because that means that I'm putting the barrel on it repeatedly over and over and over again, no matter the pitch location, like what we were talking about before. I'm going to adjust to how the batting practice is coming in today. Whether that means I'm not going to have the high, I could get up to 95 with the exit velocity normally, but this time I'm going to tone it down and I'm going to hit 5 90s in a row. Like that kind of a thing really stands out. And like I said, that definitely shows the true testament of a hitter. And that's definitely a statistic that I'm always checking after the events is who's leading the average exit velocity. So you can see who the guys who really kind of stuck it out through the entire round of BP. So
100%.
Anybody else? Is it still me? Just me?
Just you're riding this thing out.
All right.
I'm gonna throw one more. I'm gonna throw one more in after you go. But I just got one popping in my head real quick.
I got you here.
I'll go after you one more.
I'll go over to Emmanuel Benitez, catcher, third baseman, 2027 at Southside Christian, 5'11", 185 pounds. Switch hitter. I only got to see him swing it from the left side. But it looked really good. Drew, I saw you put him out there with the right-handed video. I didn't even know he was going to be swinging in 2 different cages, but hey, good for you, E-Man. Good for you.
Switchy.
Yeah, exactly. Switchy. Yeah. We got a loose barrel with some good hand speed in there. And you can see the lower half kind of working through. It's easy. When the guys doesn't look like they're really coming out of their shoes, like I kind of mentioned before, that's really what you're going to be looking for. And he's a guy that we've seen him now for a couple of years. He was at the Junior Futures. What was that, 23? He stood out there. He stood out there for us. And he's definitely somebody we've had our eye on. And, he's going to go play at a pretty good 1A school there. Or are they higher than 1A now? Southside? Where are they? Higher?
Yep. 3?
Good for them. All right. You guys have some good competition.
I don't know if it's good for them, but
hey, when you got guys like this, when you got big lefties, I'll give them a shot out there. But yeah, Eamon is the guy we've seen now a number of times up in the upstate, and he's definitely one we've had our eye on for a while. But he's got a good swing in there, and whether it's from the left side or the right side, and he can play a little bit of defense there behind the plate as well. He's definitely somebody that we'd like to continue watching going forward, and the sky's the limit really for him as he puts it all together.
Well, I told Espo here right before the show that the body's gotten better since we've had him at the Junior Futures in 2023.
Like you said, the 6 months can mean a lot for these high school sophomores, man. That's kind of an important time. So, yeah. All right, Sammy, I'll go with my last guy here.
Oh, you're going to go, and then I'll finish it up? That'll be perfect. Let's go that way.
My last guy's going to be an arm here, Sully Townley, another Fort Mill guy. Right-handed pitcher up to 83 with the fastball, 81 to 83 in there. It's real funky. If you watch it here, I was kind of trying to understand exactly how the arm was moving, and the slot isn't always the most consistent thing, I would say, but because he's got the little short arm action, then just kind of keeping it real tight and compact to the body there. But he's a guy that he had good life on the fastball and spun a breaking ball in there and good changeup as well. And he's a guy that's got, what is he, 6'1", 6'1", 200 some, maybe not quite 200 pounds, 190, something like that. But he's really running it up there, and he's a guy that it's going to be tough from that slot. Whoever you are standing in the box, whether he's 80 or 85 another day, something like that, he's going to be somebody that's going to be giving hitters some fits. Mostly with the look and the deception, maybe more so than the pitch traits itself. But he's got good extension and good mobility for his size, and somebody that velocity is definitely going to continue to tick up. He's getting more physical, and that velo is going to jump sooner rather than later, I would say, for Sully there.
All right, I'm going to go last guy. I'm going to give a shout-out here to a catcher. First of all, I'm going to give a shout-out to all the catchers on the day, right? So we'll kind of finish this one off with a catcher, but big-time shout-out to all the catchers, right? They come, they do their normal workout, they do everything, but then they got to sit there and catch all these bullpens, right? And first of all, most pitchers at all these events, regardless, these catchers, a lot of the times have never caught any of these guys. So they don't really understand what these pitchers are doing, and these kids are trying to throw it as hard as they can and try to rip off the best breaking balls they've ever thrown in their life. And a lot of times it's more so like catchers are more so playing hockey goalie than anything else. They're just trying to keep the ball in front of them. But so I want to give a big shout out to all those catchers, right? They're trying to do everything else. They're trying to put up their best numbers offensively. They're trying to put up their best run times. They're trying to put up their best throwing times, athletic numbers, but then also catch and look the part as a defender as well while catching these guys. So shout out to those guys for the job they did. But the last guy for me, Big Newt Henson, young man from West Florence, 2026, West Florence High School. So this is a young man we hadn't seen before until all of a sudden here, in the last few months, he came to our PD Regional Scout Day, Sean, when we're down there with Coach Ert and the boys down there in Florence. And then, it was a weekend later, he shows up down to our winter hitting update event down in Conway down there. And then we see him back here at the Preseason All-State North. And, Newt's he's a young man that does a lot of things well, right? He had the top pop time with a 1.93. He's always has shown accuracy with some arm strength up to 77 from behind the plate. With the bat, he shows power, and he shows the ability to drive the ball, whether it's the pull side or the other way. For this event, he was up to 95.9, had the average exit velocity of 83.9, max distance of 331. But again, kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier, a hard hit percentage over 54%. Keeps the launch angle, keeps it down around 20%. So it's a line drive kind of approach that he's going with. It's not terribly high contact. So he's kind of a young man that we've gotten a chance to see here a lot in a recent time. And he's been very impressive. Handles the pitching staff well and does a lot of things well behind the dish, but also handles the bat. So he's a guy that, can hit and can catch, and obviously can control the running game with the arm and a good transfer and footwork back there. But Newt will be a young man to keep your eye on going forward for anybody that needs a catcher. I don't care what level it's at. That guy can go back there and do a good job. Drew just looks like he fell out of his chair.
The dog's trying to eat stuff.
Somebody's dog is not in the mood.
There is a lot going on right now. I feel like I'm back in the classroom.
You need to lock it up.
We're all just here casually talking ball, and you've been logged out of the show 7 times. Had a nosebleed.
So the Wi-Fi. Apparently, the Wi-Fi sucks.
I mean, holy cow!
It's probably the school computer. I think my nose has started bleeding again. But anyway, nonetheless, Coach Espo, we got something Saturday, right? I'm not sure.
Here we go again. Hey, preseason All-State South, right? We gotta. Obviously, we were supposed to have that one this past Saturday, but Snowpocalypse 2.0 decided to blast Charleston. So, getting with the Jason Murray and the boys down at the shipyard, they gave us an opportunity to reschedule and come back down this coming Saturday. And we had some guys, like I said earlier, move to Rock Hill, but still we are at our point where it is going to be still the biggest event we've ever had preseason All-State event that we've ever had here in South Carolina. So we are fired up to get down there and see a ton of players from not only the low country, but still all over the state. You know, we got players from all over the state heading down there. Last time I checked the weather, I don't want to jinx it, knock on some wood here. It's supposed to be like 65 degrees. Austin might be in a tank top and his swim trunks while he's on vacation. I was told, somebody told me to tell you your nickname, but I told him I wasn't going to tell him with the blast unit, so I decided not to do that. But we're fired up to get back down there to Charleston for the preseason All-State South, our home away from home down there at the shipyard, beautiful shipyard. So we're fired up. We're going to have access to both fields down there. We got 2 TrackMan units. We got a gracious gift from a facility down there that is lending us a second TrackMan to help us get through the day down there. So we're fired up to get down there. So we're not throwing bullpens for 6 weeks as well. So we're fired up to this last free weekend in high school. Did I just see a stand-up weenie get eaten?
You did, or here, a thumb. Could be either one.
So, but yeah, we're going to get this thing cranked up at 9 a.m. and we're rolling.
I stopped at the store the other day and got me a pair of khaki spandex stretchy pants. And it's gonna be. I'm gonna match my buddy Drew here, so I look forward to it.
Hold on, time out. Everybody, pay attention. We got to.
No, I just that just got spit out. No, that's not happening.
No,
Not happening.
It don't count. Nope.
You didn't eat the whole thing.
No, you got to eat it all.
That tasted like.
Yep.
I'm just pardon my French, but ass. That was awful.
Come on.
Just finish it up. Come on.
Finish it up.
No,
come on.
no.
Give the people.
I'm not.
We give the
on
people
live
what they
television.
want.
You won't puke.
Oh, I just about
you
did, Sean.
Well,
You just had a
problem
nosebleed.
is you ate it mid-sentence for Sammy. He didn't even get to see it. And
We gotta
I
appreciate it.
mean,
We need to give the people what they want.
But
you
I'd have
stick
to
it in
be
there.
blacked out to eat that.
Wow.
That's all right. Get ready. Let's go.
No,
Come on.
I'm not
Come
even.
on,
Give
one
the
more.
people what they want.
You
Let's
just
do it.
gotta finish that one.
I can't.
Yeah.
The thought of it just hit my nope.
Just take it down.
This
No,
is
that's
almost
a
as
bad
embarrassing as last week when you didn't do it at all.
Oh,
Hey.
Sean can clip me eating it and about to throw up
Whoa. Just now. Okay.
just a little bit ago, so you can see it. You can see the
Still
face.
don't count. We're still going to fire that can of stand-up weenie the hacky sack.
Come on.
Let's go.
One more
Fire that
opportunity
thing.
for
Let's go.
the people of South Carolina right now. For the people of South Carolina.
Hold on.
Give
Do they
them
stand up,
what they want.
Austin?
Give
they
them
don't
what
stand
they
up.
want.
Give 'em-
No,
Come on.
no,
Oh!
it's not.
Come on.
That's not how it works.
Listen,
You gotta turn
give them
the
what they want.
The
Come on.
whole
Give 'em what they
can.
want.
Hey, pup, come here.
I don't think dogs can have that.
Well, I'm not eating it.
This is pathetic. I'm
Well,
embarrassed.
as Drew's fallen off the wagon a long time ago, I'm about to end this thing because we've been here too long. But we
Yeah.
obviously, outside of Sean and Drew's outstanding tweets that have been firing this entire time, starting tomorrow, we got our data dive that's about to roll. So the first look at all the stats that are coming out, and then probably a week and a half's worth of content post event that's going to roll from there. So we'll start with the data dive tomorrow, and then we'll roll right into some TrackMan stories, and then just continue on there. So as we continue on throughout this, follow all the the social media channels and obviously the website, as Austin always says. If you want to look at some of these great stats, Austin, what do you need?
Yeah, get that subscription.
You got to get that subscription. So you want to be able to see all this, take a look at everything. But we're going to get it all rolling and check out all these wonderful players and these videos. The videos will start to get to their profiles here. We're hoping by the end of the week, but we have a lot of stuff going on out there. So we'll see some great players and see some great numbers starting to pop tomorrow.
Hey, and on that note, right? Make sure you have subscribed to the YouTube channel. Sean, what else do we have?
Spotify up there always.
Make sure you're on that. You're viewing it on that, subscribing to that. liking it, sharing it, whatever you want to do. It's there for you, the Spotify and the YouTube. Big episodes planned ahead. I know next week we'll talk about preseason All-State, and then after that one we've got a special for you, and then some future things coming for high school season. But some of those things you're going to need a what, Austin?
Subscription.
So,
Austin looks like he's Austin looks like he's in a like he just got arrested.
I'm waiting on Drew to.
I mean, it looks like that shirt you gave him looks like he's been in the gym for the last 3 years.
I'm gonna wear these with your pants on Saturday, and I'm gonna look like.
Here we go with the pants again.
Skin tight and skin color. I don't know how you did it.
That was so terrible.
From a distance, he looked like he had no pants on.
It looked like he wasn't wearing anything. I couldn't believe that was the choice.
That's how I like it.
Across that football field, while we were over there about to throw the 60 down the hill, Drew was walking away in nothing but a hoodie.
On them tiptoes.
Literally tiptoeing in a hoodie.
I'm going to put that GIF on the podcast here. That's how I feel towards all three of you at this moment. Anyway, big things coming ahead. Austin, shut up.
Austin.
I'd rather you wear the spandex pants Saturday than the ones that you just spilled stand-up winning juice on.
No, that's spilled on the floor because that smell like dog food.
It's going to smell so bad. Will you please spray something on that floor?
Oh, I am. Look, I had Febreze in here. I don't know where it went.
No, you need more than Febreze.
I need to deep clean the floor.
You're going to have like a magic eraser, maybe a pressure washer. I don't know.
Get some of that blood drip on there and get it there.
Speaking of, I saw on Twitter the other day we pressure washing that wall up there at Winthrop.
I saw
Coach Perry.
that. Oh,
Coach
TP
Perry's
up
up
there.
there, just getting after it.
That's a long time coming.
I don't know where he started that day, but he hadn't made it very far. I hope he hadn't been, because it was the afternoon when I saw that tweet. So I hope he hadn't been. Oof.
To be honest, that looked like something we do, like a setup photo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, get a quick photo, act like we've been doing this, because he wasn't wet enough at all. You know what I mean? Like,
and then they went and put the random dude that's doing work study for $7 an hour back. Like, you go finish it.
Yeah, exactly.
I was that guy.
Hey, let's wrap this baby up. We're
in the show so we can tell you what we really think about your stand-up weenie right now.
Oh, disgusting. So disappointed in you.
Disgusting.
I'm so
anyway,
disappointed.
We're gonna wrap this baby up. Stay tuned on all the social media accounts as more content rolls out from Preseason All-State North, as well as Preseason All-State South on Saturday. From all of us here at Prep Baseball South Carolina, we hope you have a great week.